Hello, welcome to another episode of Desert Knits. Today is October 23rd, 2016, and this is episode number 19. I am Laura. You can find me on Ravelry as loraclare and on Instagram as lora.clare, and I blog at desertknit.blogspot.com. You know how last episode I said that I would be posting on the blog again? Well, that didn't happen. I don't even think that I posted the last episode to the blog. So this time, I promise that things will start being posted to the blog again. I actually, in my lovely little planner here, have a plan for blog posts for the week. And I have decided that I think I'm going to do a shorter, project-focused episode kind of format. I will probably talk a little bit about different swaps and running and yoga and that kind of thing, but I think that those are going to be, if I do a visual podcast about it, then they will be separate from my Fibery podcast. But I think that I'm going to try and just keep that to 1 or 2 posts a week on the blog, depending on, if I'm doing a yoga challenge or if I'm just doing regular updating kind of things. So, first things first, thank you for joining me today. If this is your first time, I hope you enjoy yourself. Like I said, the format is changing a little bit. And if you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming back, and I'm happy to see you again. So today I have a couple works in progress and a sort of finished project. Object, because it's definitely not a finished project yet. And then I'm thinking about it project. Sorry, there's a fly, and he's decided that my head is the thing to be attracted to right now. So the first thing I'm working on, I am working on the Latvian sampler knit along. It is I think it's going to take 42 or 43 weeks to finish, but it will eventually be a scarf. I found it on Ravelry, and I decided I wanted to do this little knit along thing with it. So I did not purchase any yarn for this. I am not going to purchase any yarn for this project. I am going to use my very large drawer of gifted minis and leftover sock things and sweater things and beanie things and fly. Yeah, I have a lot of leftovers of various colors. So, from the blue stripe down was week 1. I used my hand spun Coopworth for the white part. I used Malabrigo sock in the lettuce, I think it's the lettuce colorway for the green stripe. Again, the Coopworth for that white, and then, hold on. That blue stripe was a mini gifted from Ren, and it is a Joanne's Sensation Souls and More, no real colorway name color. And then I am actually behind, surprise, surprise, week 3, and I'm already behind. This section is only about half completed, and the background color is the yarn that I dyed with dandelions. The black is Cascade Heritage Sock and black, and then the different centers of things are, let's see, there's a Madeline Tosh Merino Light Vanilla Bean that I knit a sweater out of. There is the and I have no idea what kind of yarn it is, but the socks, the very first pair of socks that I knit that is that color. It's a variegated, so each little dot is actually a different color. And then this one on the bottom here, again, variegated, so it's a little different colors, is another mini from Ren, and I don't remember, I think it was I think I chose the Supernatural Yarns in the Grinch colorway, but I don't remember. I have the yarns that I'm using for this section laid out on my Ravelry project page, which I will definitely link in the show notes. Yeah, so not, like I said, this is the second clue. We are in week 3. I will finish this today, and hopefully clue 3 today. And then the next one comes out on, I think, Wednesday. I plan on using a few more of the minis that Ren sent me. And this one, it is not that light. It's actually quite a bright green. For the, I think there are 2 or 3 more little dot sections that I need to fill. And as far as, because as you can see, there are already lots of ends hanging out here. As far as end management, this scarf is actually going to remain as a tube. So all I am doing is tucking them inside and leaving them. The ones near the end I'll probably like tie off or something, but I'm not going to weave in all of the ends. No one's going to be able to see the inside, and as long as they stay, you know, knit, they're not, it's not like they're going to fall out or anything. It's just going to be a scarf. It's not going to see arms being shoved in and out of it. The inside's going to stay pretty stable. I guess I should tell you the needles that I'm using. The ribbing portion was a US 2.5, and then the rest of it is going to be, well, is on US 4. So that is actually the only current knitting work in progress that I have. I do have my Spin Me, Drink Me spin along going that I'm doing, the whiskey lemonade blend that I made. And I actually left it on the other side of the computer screen. All of my bits are in here. Oh no, these are all my bits. Crap. Excuse me. The Spin Me, Drink Me, horribly organized. Sorry, guys. So the Spin Me, Drink Me is in here with my Romney. Here is my Sugar Skull Goddess, all full. She was starting to get a little heavy, so I swapped over to my, whoops, Dandelion Wish Goddess. So you can see the little bits of color that I added in there. The 2 spindles look pretty similar. I was kind of afraid, because I'm not like weighing out my materials, that they would end up really different from one another, but it doesn't really seem to be making much of a difference, which once it's all applied, who's really going to be able to tell? The spin along is only supposed to go until Halloween. I'm not sure that I will have much yarn done by Halloween, but it's a fun spin. I'm hoping that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half roll logs left. My screen went black, sorry guys. 6 and a half roll logs left, So I'm hoping to have those done and then a little bit of yarn plied from it. I really want to make some fingerless mittens out of it. I don't know how it'll look, but it'll be fun. And then the next thing is sort of a finished object, sort of a continuous work in progress. I do that every time, work in progress. So the Romney that I've been working on spinning, I decided I wanted to ply some. I still have, it's got to be a couple pounds of fiber left to spin, but I finished 2 skeins of 2-ply. It is definitely a light fingering or lace weight, whatever you want to call it. You can't make socks out of it, it's too lightweight. But it's not like cobwebby lace weight either. It's lovely. It's a lot of yards too. I counted, it's not been washed yet. So I counted how many wraps around my nitty knotty it is, and they are pretty close to one another. One of the bobbins that I plied onto, I tried to fill a little bit more. Cody, leave me alone. Sorry, dog's interested in my basket. So they're almost the same length, but about 20 yards difference pre-wash. Like I said, I'm not really sure how much yardage is actually here yet because I haven't washed it yet. So wraps around the nitty knotty. 1 skein, give me a second. This skein had 259 wraps around the nitty knotty, and this skein had 269 wraps around the nitty knotty. So that means, guessing, being somewhat conservative, that there is at least 900 yards here in this lovely 2 skeins of yarn. I did weigh it. It is 9.1 ounces of fiber, and I still have a little bit of singles left on the 2 bobbins that I applied off of, and then a whole nother bobbin of singles that I plied up, not really knowing how much yardage I would get. And because I have a set of drawers here. One drawer is entirely stuffed with the fiber, and then I still have some of the fiber on the bottom of this. So it's not like I'm lacking in fiber in any way from this piece. So this I spun to pair with this. They will turn into a circular shawl that I am going to design probably as I go, to be honest. I have looked at a couple different lace patterns, and I've looked at some different starting techniques. So I'll probably just start and decide as I go what I feel like doing. So Romney that I got from Black Sheep Gathering, that I washed and hand combed and spun, and the Princess Bride Spin Along yarn that I got from Inglenook Fibers. It is a Australian Bond Fleece Merino Silk Alpaca Bamboo Faux Cashmere Tencel and Silk Noil blend, and it is 4.35 ounces, and I spun about 720 yards of this. So they are a little different in weight and texture. This is definitely smoother because I spun it from combed top, and this I spun from vats that I stripped off and folded over my finger and spun long draw. So this is going to be like lighter and fluffier and airier, and this is going to be a little more dense, but they, I think, will pair very well in a circle shawl. Yeah, it's probably going to take me a little while to work on this project, but it's definitely going to be something that I will be proud of when I'm done with it. And then the project that I'm kind of thinking about working on, Tiny Owl Knits is one of my favorite whimsical knits designer. And one of the patterns that she has is a Where the Wild Things Are beanie. And I have this lovely Rowan big wool yarn in lovely name color 26 and 38. So I think that I'm going to make one of the Where the Wild Things Are hats. I have 2 of this and 1 of this, so I'm going to make the hat part out of this one and the crown part out of this one. So it's very, very, very fat and chunky yarn, so next week when I do this, maybe I will have a finished thing to show you. Yeah, that is actually it for my works in progress, spins in progress, finished spins. Oh, for the rest of the singles that I have spun up for this, I think that I'm going to try it as a 3-ply and see what I think of a 3-ply yarn, and maybe it'll actually be the right kind of weight to add to this or knit a pair of socks. I don't know, but I have plenty of fiber to play around with. So yeah, that's about it. This week on the blog, I am going to actually post my story, my experiences from Oregon Flock and Fiber Festival. I know a lot of people are doing the Rhinebeck one right now, but I am on the other side of the country, and there's no way that I'm going to New York, sorry, fly again, for Rhinebeck, at least not at this point in my life. But there are lots of fiber festivals here that are really fantastic, and I was lucky enough to go down to Canby, Oregon to attend the Oregon Flock and Fiber Festival. On Tuesday, I will have a post about this project and this spin and the processing and the whole everything. And then, sorry, I am planning on doing more of the running, yoga, fitnessy kind of update posts on Fridays again. So, please, if you have any questions, get a hold of me. You can find me, like I said, on Instagram as Instagram as lora.clare and on Ravelry as loraclare. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. I will talk to you next week. Have a wonderful, productive week working with all kinds of fibery things. And if it is cold in your area, like it's beginning to get here, I need some new tea suggestions. So if you have any good tea suggestions, let me know.